Hello, my name's David Ford. I'm the Head of User Experience at Aiimi. It's a highly collaborative, step-by-step process that takes us from challenges or problems through to a tangible outcome. That outcome is normally a prototype that we can put in front of users and get feedback on. We start off on the Monday by exploring the challenges, deciding on a focus area that we want to solve with this sprint. On the Tuesday, we then start to converge around a particular solution that we think is going to solve those challenges, and we storyboard up a prototype that we want to build. Then on the Wednesday, Aiimi takes away those learnings from the first 2 days. We get a truckload of Red Bull in and cake, and we lock ourselves away and we actually build a prototype in a day. On the Thursday, the fourth day, we take that prototype out and we test it with real users. We get feedback about what business value it's going to deliver. Then on the Friday, what we do is we produce a summary report that details everything that we've done throughout the week, along with our recommendations for next steps. What we get is a concrete prototype, a tangible thing that we can share within the business, and everybody can understand what it is that we're talking about when we're talking about the solution. We save time and money because it's time boxed. We're so focused on reaching that goal or reaching that outcome. What we also do with a design sprint is reduce risk. So because we've actually put this prototype in front of real users, we've got their feedback, and so we're not going to go into a costly build phase without being sure of the business value that we're going to deliver. The sweet spot for design sprints are probably the bigger, more complex problems. Things like bringing a new application to market, working on a new strategy, redesigning a underperforming surface. But we also work on much smaller problems, so things like adding a new area of functionality to an existing business tool. What we could do with that is called a design dash. So it's a supercharged version of the design sprints that we would do in a day or two. So we always start off by getting a really deep understanding of the problems or objectives that the customer needs help with. What we'll do is we'll put together a plan and come up with a proposal for taking the sprint forward. With a sprint, sometimes we've got 3 or 4 participants in the room. Other sprints, we'll have 100 people in the room. So we wanted the space to be able to accommodate small groups without it feeling cavernous and weird, but we also wanted the ability to accommodate much larger groups without it feeling crowded or cramped. So when we've got those groups of 100 people or more, what we've got is lots of breakout spaces throughout the hack zone where they can work as a subgroup on their problems, and then we've got the space where we can all come together at the end and learn what each of the teams has been working on. Quite often we're working with customers that have got offices throughout the UK or even throughout the world. So we had success in the past with remote sprints. The technology that we use makes everybody feel like they're in the room together, so that works really well. The absolute beauty of a design sprint, and this is the thing that I absolutely love about the process, is getting the perspectives around the challenges and the problems from different people. So we might have CEOs working with a field engineer on a particular sprint, for example. And quite often what we find is it's the first time the CEO has heard about these challenges or problems from somebody in that position. So from Aiimi's perspective, we always have UX, UI, and then we flex the expertise that's in the room depending on the nature of the sprint. I know with a design sprint, the philosophy is often this blue sky thinking where anything is possible. But the reality with a lot of our customers is we know that the outputs of that design sprint has to be a SharePoint site or a Power App or a Power BI visualization. And so with Aiimi, what we're often doing on our design sprints is accommodating these restrictions into the process as we go through it. We've had people say to us after a sprint, we've done more in a week than we've done in the previous 2 years on this project.